Felicitations, fellow acquaintances. Now, as you all know, our last show, super unnecessary, uninteresting things about Great Britain, got cancelled. It got cancelled worse than a celebrity being charged with rape. And as you all know, the former host, Osmanoğlu Abdülmünir Ahmet Osmanoğlu, lost his job, and that dude is now living on the streets. Anyways, but we got a new show now. And you know what? We all know what we was going to talk about today. Today, we was going to talk about a bit of Planet of the Apes. Now, why are we going to talk about the Planet of the Apes? Well, there's two main reasons. Number one, the production company is on my board, and I kind of have to do this. I ain't really doing this out of my own volition. And the other reason is Monkey. Because as we all know, monkeys are on the rise, and I ain't about to get subjugated by some monkeys when they take over the world. So I thought to myself, ayo, we have to reject humanity and return to monkey. And because of that, I have to teach y'all about a bit about a dystopian future where the monkeys are the rulers. So listen up good, and listen up closely. This gonna be some wild rides. What? The production company got us a new message. They want us to explain the entire structure of our video. But it would ruin the entire anticipation. But we got a contract to follow? I hate my job. Okay, first of all, we will talk about what the movie in general is about. Then we will talk about the background. And then lastly, we will talk about a bit of the political, we will analyze it a bit from the political standpoint. And then we will roll the credits after the final word. Now, can we please start? Thank you. We follow three astronauts who crash land on a mysterious planet in the year 3978 AD. At first, they think it's just a desolate place, uninhabited by anybody. But to their shock, they encounter talking apes. Over the course of the movie, an entire civilization of great apes is revealed. They're highly evolved and divided into a class system very akin to humans. Gorillas occupy executive forces. The military might is held by gorillas as policemen, hunters, etc. The legislative is represented by orangutans, such as administrators, politicians, lawyers, and such. And lastly, chimpanzees constitute the intellectual elite, such as scientists and doctors. Humans are considered an almost nearby extinct class, hunted, killed, or subjugated for slavery and manual labor. Those humans still roaming the planet evolved and have become very primitive, unable to talk. Our protagonist Taylor is captured by the apes and shot in the throat, rendering him unable to speak. He is incarcerated. There, he discovers a woman called Nova, who is imprisoned as well, and is one of them human beings who have evolved so far that they're practically like animals. Later in the movie, once the throat of Taylor is healed, while imprisoned, there he screams at the apes his iconic line.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
See, the apes didn't expect him to be able to speak, so that was a big shock for them because they thought he was some idiot who couldn't talk. Yeah, anyways. After the discovery of his ability to speak, his fate is decided by the court of the apes. Our protagonist is banished to the Forbidden Zone, where he discovers the truth. He finds the charred remains of a half-submerged Statue of Liberty, and Taylor is struck by the realization that the mysterious planet is Earth, and the Forbidden Zone was once New York City. Dystopian works frequently derive their inspiration from the political climate they were made in, and the creation of the Planet of the Apes is no stranger to this. The movie came out in 1968 and is based on the novel La Planète des Singes of the author Pierre Boulle, so both works came out during the height of the Cold War. Pierre Boulle was an engineer as a secret agent with the Free French, where he was captured and subject to 2 years of forced labor. Those experiences, of course, came into his works. As a fear of a horrible plight that might beset the whole human race, Planet of the Apes depicts a world that has been destroyed by humans themselves, as is implied by Taylor literally saying, "You blew it up" at the end of the movie, and the Statue of Liberty being seemingly scorched. That would also explain how a luscious place like New York became a desert, a world where humans created their own demise, largely inspired by people being petrified of a nuclear war. Humans pride themselves by their morality and reason, yet they brought their own doom by failure of applying those virtues. Furthermore, the 60s were a time of authoritarianism, oppression and subjugation, and this is reflected by the policies of the apes towards the humans. Humans are relegated to a place in the hierarchy of nature that they themselves subjugated other animals to. That is also the reason why the humans in the movie, apart from the newly arrived astronauts, are unable to speak, because that is what differentiates humans from animals. Just like animals, in the movie they are exploited and on the brink of near extinction because of a far superior race. Now, for a proper evaluation of the influence and the meaning of Planet of the Apes, I have invited an expert from Ethiopia. Everybody, please welcome Ethiopian cultural and political expert Tiger Hood.
Wagwan, bro. Tiger Hood back in the hood. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. As one can deduce, Planet of the Apes possesses elements of a post-apocalyptic world. Its themes reflect segregation, abuse of power, and self-destruction. As such, one can draw many parallels to other dystopian works. The film conveys a message of self-destruction, which is repeatedly immortalized through war, greed, and delusional notions of superiority that are not rooted in reality. The film conveys how arbitrary racial superiority is and conveys an anti-racist message. Yet, the interpretation of the film can widely differ depending on the person. White supremacists see the film as representing a justification for claiming racial superiority, while black nationalists, on the other hand, see it as a mark of a racial apocalypse where the once inferior race takes control. Hence, why the Planet of the Apes left its mark on popular culture. The themes of the movie are still brought up when topics such as 1960s culture, urban decay, or wars are brought up, and the emergence of a science fiction media franchise certainly exemplifies the cultural impact of Planet of the Apes. Wagwan, check it out. Game over. Bye bye. See you.
Well, with all that newly acquired knowledge, you'll surely be able to survive the next apocalypse where apes will all rule over us. You can thank me later. Bye bye!